Sì, mi serve un'ambulanza in via Giovanni Pascoli a Garlasco.
A Garlasco?
Sì.
Via Giovanni Pascoli al numero?
29, la via senza uscita, la trovo subito.
Come?
È la via senza uscita, mi sembra il 29, non ne sono sicuro.
Ma cosa succede?
Credo che abbiano ucciso una persona, non sono sicuro, forse è viva.
Ma in che senso? Cioè, cos'è successo? Lei cosa vede?
E adesso sono andato ai carabinieri, c'è sangue dappertutto e lei è sdraiata per terra.
In strada o in casa?
No, in casa.
Sì, ma è una sua parente, eh?
No, è la mia fidanzata.
Quanti anni ha questa persona?
26.
Ma lei è in casa adesso?
No, sono in caserma, sono appena arrivato, adesso vi dico cosa è successo.
Angelo Badalamenti. And he say, oh, that's it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Angelo. Oh, that's in my hair, Tom. I love that. Just keep that going.
Angelo Badalamenti.
Angelo Badalamenti.
Good morning. Maestro, simple. Lynch, it's December 5th, so read the first Friday, it's December 2025, eh? David, Mr. Lynch, Mr. Lynch, can you hear me from here? Because, and if he can believe it, it's a Friday once a day, 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 once a day. In Naples. clear day alternated or sunny day alternated with cloudy day or weekday with cloudy days atmosphere in general. And at the moment it also seems that still now it's early. At the moment it also seems that still now it's early afternoon, 13 and 15 minutes. 57 to Fahrenheit, 14 Celsius, and this means that this is really soft. It's the classic adjective used for the autumn or spring period, since we start the first of the course of for a second because considering the fact that last January 17 Italy that's the considering the fact that last January 17 Italy for years. So the fact that it's very past 4 years, so the course of the past last summer, perhaps someone followed me, remember, in fact, during last summer, and also the fact that many weeks ago we entered new to now, in fact also we're going to 4 years, so the course of obviously not for 2 seasons, winter and spring, so that this case, after 3 years finish pratically in, yes, in 16 days we'll enter in new winter, so also for the winter will be just for the course. As perhaps some non remember February, so February, which I suppose indeed, and sure, to rest February, which you need. But to vedere per esempio, ma terzo se si mette a fare qualcosa, perché ti piace tu cioè ne si mette una pratica paradox che tutto per me e lì non si non intende operation also for the winter spring sun si fa for the winter so si cold for the spring ma se che ci si soft for summer che ci sono usati in genere all season so ripeto classic adjective as even in the green so si for me ora si fino a absolutely incomplete. Attenzione for this video, considering one for 2 reasons. The first one consists in the passage from sun to the autumn. The second one, most important, the last fainting change of the temper of the breeze happened many weeks ago, and which now the air completely changed, and it's completely pleasant. With the air, I mean the same temperature of the breeze, so the sum of all these things makes the condition, situation completely, if not pleasant, sure, really good. To listen to this famiglia nostro più. Stesso membro cosa non feel cold like other people when but nel coming winter I can explain better this thing because I in fact always explain this thing in the winter weather reports. In fact I really explain this thing whether in winter weather reports for the past year, so also when I come this winter I can explain better this thing. Yes, I don't know for other people because I really think in fact I think of not because I feel cold for reality I think yes, I know this depends on oh yeah, in general for me also good, no? Non stia quanto scatto sotto in generale, cioè non mi sa che si sente già si fuori si butta tanto bambini infatti anche i figli da marciare si It's a Friday once again, as you know, visto fuori, Friday. It's a Friday once again, as you know, visto fuori, Friday. It's a Friday once again, as you know, visto fuori. I should do this. Fantastic electric, red, black, and also white trees. This is the 5th. The story of the reports, and this is the new. Since I think the average time using it is I think that more than 5 months, perhaps 1 month and a half. I also want to think that I promise to do it one time. So I can touch it with the Friday is a dated better basis Friday which start to show it to you. Perhaps also the date which start to showing that this is difficult to comparison with the Friday just start to show it. Obviously this is the new in comparison with the previous the respectively third red and white fourth blue white that crescere fino a si cresce 3 weeks later and I start to use it. This is good position. Only for those who don't know, I said that remember this 30 minutes of it, I shave it 30 minutes. And if in the last weeks, many past weeks, I see that it goes to ratio in 2 different rounds. It's about releases maximum 20 minutes, 15 minutes. This period also 10. Now once again around music. Once again, use iPad, another battery, so once again. I cut, mi credo perisce. one round, so very good. I repeat and show if you don't see it what before I showed you better once again. Red, black and also white razor. It still remains to me the first razor and also the second, also the weather reports. However, just repeat once again, siete 50, in fact non sto nei weather reports, and in general for this is my fourth channel, questa però che sulla porta di Lynch, sempre posso insieme a canale per sorta pubblicità. Ultima che buona chance, anzi ponte, se non ci mettere music, se non so se lo so io, o se si riesce per il gatto. Gary di altro, finché tre partecipanti, se ripeti se c'è sicuro. If he's meant to find it for teens, it's just. But, the really important thing, this one, see, ti anticipi. Before today we had was beautiful. Lo scaso come se c'è in mente e se ne fa a tempo di crisi per usare. The sun is a steep and device, now I see the three things when it's chiamato the sun in general, so session this is the first effect that nothing for the semen an extract from the classical level song o sole mio because this thing it's became an habit of my during the last past summer, someone remember following me in past summer, body. So, ma tu sola, più bello ne, o solo mia, affrontate, o solo mia, affrontate, dici che sono solo mia, affrontate. Yes, fuck, blue sky, what's the chance of mind? This is the second thing, the fact that sure is a child come to be not beautiful, a sublime child in sense, and the other thing is the fact that si possono non è per vittime si possono dire che una beautiful chiesa non si chiesite se c'è which is the not to see any video c'è forse of Odian move go last Saturday in October now before also fact very bene from loud them the sun and sky for other 3 hours and 15 minutes Ball in comparison to the main offense, in comparison to the main offense, completely finished well, so serious. Medico quindi new white 14 green flowers, longer flowers mixed into the plants, is a new 14 task number 1 was also birthday of the place, curtain beautiful green with beautiful interventions to deep and all these things in the passage in fact the passage sul new 14 things on the meat. See one of my comments on the video, perhaps it should be third or the fourth. Also the point towards the first comment I see the comment section. I don't know if you can see it well already from the shot in your anime. If you can, yes. The green flowers sorry. Long flowers mixed with the buds. Oh, even that, but sure better. So I have shot while the first part of the video which should do the wind, the sky, the sphere, weather, the sky, the sphere, in general from the window. Rosso, capitano, in pratica, shot simili, classico shot fine morenti al secondo, dei cortini, perhaps also the first opportunity color, very continuing distinct, sicurely the color reporting still cover image luciana as so many times I should change it one day where this shot also connects the fact that buff one reason the blue should also reason but one reason is reference measure now see read a little speech of sentence really useful for the ghosting but also the case also for the color continua to remember surely the good thing. So and now I see that once again December 15 this little speech of sentences a tools and always better visible for me it's in this shot at this once again shot. Ricorda che conosciuto è utilissimo a tosso le seghe rosso delle simmetrie specie senza più tempo se fai rosso for it so I repeat once again but tools and always better visible for me it's theory and this shot anzi once again shot e finally probably perché la cerca scrive forti G accepted file also significa shot. Getting the people of the genre because yes getting it well so bene mi sistema ma serfa questo mi schiesa e finally you get breakfast today Speriamo una carriera sembra un titolo storia fa con becco su Fientene siamo è stato video Fientene parte in tifoso su estero sempre sembra di suo socio ma dei video lo si segue di later sono just però quando sono 15 minutes Atta, we bring the show series that in some way also be working to so that we so say breakfast some most things left out in some months no I think most 1 year I was supposed to go to think was lo sto con think but like ecco ma should be done video dove si vede montare sono in tempo per se vedi per c'è stato think but most money attenzione al suo and for the biscuits are my favorite there are many beautiful combos of beautiful biscuits yes I think one of the best types of biscuits chocolate chip cookies no cookies with chips chocolate or chocolate chips if not a mistake also for the biscuits from Lynch as a team particular I think se ne può vedere there is this one what milk packet of shot non è tipo also speak shot packet quasi a shot packet material shot e if not the thing 5-6 months si sceglie vitale che io adesso si chiede sul suo conto sono da faccio per 3 io dopo mai si finisce da di once si brutti once che finca in 117 days si chiede sullo sto conto sul vitale video sono da faccio per 3 so since that month 30 I pattern insert it once again in milk so very good news e quindi di also fare una cosa breakfast roast bomb da spiro in particolare mega buono si che se la spiro il gioco soprattutto che mette most money ma insomma su course me vengo to first time certificate siamo non so che sei tolla At first is a position for me in a bum. Sì, fa cosa due una giù. Because they are really super bum.
Alessio, muore se poi si montai, perché no? Ti muore quattro. Dove l'Apple, uguale sì. Repeat, even if it's not the reason, Alessio, repeat. Avete say two things about repeat, two last things related will come out. Perché si lasciano giurare will be so bad in content sense, it's impossible to accuse not to exist, so exist once again.